Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. You're going to be seeing this really late, probably close to midnight on the East Coast. I've had a really long, busy day. So I'm recording really late, but I decided I was just going to do it, get it done. So every Sunday, I like to give you a recap of what has sold the prior week. This is the first week in a long time that our sales from the last 30 days to now are actually up. So we are in the green, which is really nice to see, especially with the hurricanes and everything that's been going on here. And with that, I do want to say I hope that you all are safe and had minimal property damage. We did not get anything from Hurricane Milton. We were a couple hours north. And then, of course, with Helene, we were safe and just had some yard damage. So we were very lucky in the grand scheme of things. And I hope the rest of you were as well. So sales are up, not by much. They're up by 4% over last month. And I'm glad, though, that they are finally up. We are in Q4. This should be when people are starting to Christmas shop, and you should see your sales go up. So what I'm going to do, I actually have sales from eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari to show you today because they all have been doing okay. And now I'm not going to show you the high dollar because I am going to do a high dollar only what sold video later this week. So this is going to be all the stuff that's like $49 and lower. If you want to see the higher dollar stuff, you'll have to catch that on Wednesday. So without making you wait anymore, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we are going to start off on the back page here like we always do because I really like to show you guys true transparency and show you my screen on eBay. So today we've done $322. That is lower than I want. My goal is to do 500 and we have not hit it that much this month. This month has been kind of rough on us. For the week, we're at $22.48. For the last month, we're at $12.7. We're almost at that $40,000 mark for the last 90 days. So I would really like to see that at 40,000 at 50 or 60. And that is what we are pushing for, is 20 a month, 60 every 90 days, but still not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 20 from eBay that make up that 2,200. And then we're going to take a look at a few from Poshmark and Mercari as well. First up is something I picked up that is kind of out of my wheelhouse, and that's lingerie. So I always look at the vintage nightgowns and kind of the pajama section, but I've never bought lingerie until this piece. So this is a Savage with Fenty black lace bodysuit, medium. It is by Rihanna. I did put negligee, lingerie, and sexy. This one sold for full price of $24.99, and it was only listed last month. So it was a very fast seller. And I will caution you, do not pick up used lingerie. I do not think that is allowed. I know used bras are, but anything used from the bottom half of the body is not. This one, as you can see, was brand new with the tags. That is why I picked it up. It was a size medium 8 to 10. And sold really fast. So very happy with this. Again, a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I picked it up at the thrift store for only $1 on 50% off day, and it is close to a $20 profit. Next up is one that was listed back in March, and this one is a 100% cotton fall plaid tablecloth. It was oval shaped, nothing special. It was vintage. It was made in India, and this one sold for a best offer I sent out of $24.49. If you don't know my discount structure, I send out 10% off the first 3 months, then I bump it to 30% from 3 months to a year, and then after a year I typically will send out offers of 50% off. So this one sold for $24, but I'm only $1 in, so it's still close to a $20 profit. And this is unbranded. You can see the only tag was that 100% cotton made in India. And really, for linens, I don't think that 6 months is terribly long for it to sell. Next up is one that might surprise you if you haven't watched me a while, and that is some Barbie clothes. So This is true vintage Barbie. It is a little outfit. Blue daisies and flowers from the 1960s. These sold for a best offer I sent out of $19.59. I am less than $1 in, so they're about a $15 profit. It was just the shirt, the skirt, and the shorts. And you can see here we did zoom in on it. So with the Barbie outfits, if they're worth about $20 or more, I typically will list them individually. Otherwise, I do tend to lot them up. Next up was a full price sale. This one was listed back in May, so it took about 5 months to sell. This is a Mexican hand-carved wood ceramic art tile serving tray. It was 18 inches. It did sell for full price at that $48.99, and I am about $5 in. I did get this one from an online auction, so this one is about a $38 profit. And again, 5 months for a lot of my items that are vintage one-off, I think is fairly good time for it to sell. Next up is one that sold really, really fast. I got this from my Tuesday night podcast co-host, Rod. He is over at Picking and Punching, if you have not checked him out yet. This is a Duvelleroy Paris yellow gift box, 4 inches by 13. So Duvelleroy actually makes fans, like little hand fans. And there were no other boxes, but there were tons of the fans listed, and the fans are expensive. So I priced this sucker really high. It sold for a 10% offer I sent out of $44.99. I did pay Rod $5 a box. So this one is about a $32 to $33 profit, but it sold in under a week. Very, very fast. So again, when it comes to those empty boxes, even without comps, if you see that the item that was in that box sells for hundreds of dollars, I definitely would pick it up. Up next is a very, very long tail sale. This one did take over a year to sell, and they sold for the $31.19. Now, if you look, I did have them 40% off. I bought the license plates well over a year ago for $1 a piece, so $2 in. This one's still a $25 profit. I did have them at $52, but putting that 40% off sale made these sell. I did pick up 1,200 license plates from an online estate sale. Like I said, it's been probably close to 2 years now. So we made our money back fairly fast, but there are still a lot of them that are kind of hanging around here. So I do suggest, if you have inventory that's been there a while, throw a sale on. Like this 40% off sale moved quite a few older items out of our store. Next up is one that surprised me because this one sold in under a week. Very, very fast. It is a Spode 2017 annual Christmas tree plate. We actually had 2 of them. We had 3. We sold 1. We still have 2 available. It sold for $24.99. Pick this up in a lot of Spode Christmas tree stuff. Most of it is worth quite a bit more than this, but I was really shocked that a collector's plate sold in a week. So definitely keep your eye out for Spode Christmas tree. I was only a couple dollars into this in an auction, and it's about an $18 profit. So we'll take a look here. So this one, you can see, look, it had a $60 price tag on it, had never been washed, never used. So that definitely will help increase the value, and amazingly fast sale on this one. Up next is another one that took a long time to sell. This one took over 2 years to sell. This is a Bakelite vintage carved butterscotch brooch. I did put detailed flower design Hawaiian. This one sold for a best offer of $45, plus it was on the 40% off. So I think this is a case, and I've told you guys this with quite a few things that I've had over a year. I think I overpriced. So definitely do your comping, do it well, because I think this would have sold faster had I priced it better. So sold for $45. Originally, I was only $1 in. It is close to a $38 profit. I'm happy to see it go. I probably just should have priced it a little bit lower. Next up was a really fast sale, and if you watch my Catch Treasure Hunting, you would have seen me pick these up for $1 at the thrift store, and they were listed less than 3 weeks. Very, very fast sale. They sold for $20, so they're about a $15 profit after fees. They are simply these cute little 2-inch miniature Delft tiles. Nothing overly impressive. Some Delft stuff will take forever to sell, but I thought these little miniature tiles were really unique and they sold very, very fast. Next up is an Hermes authentic empty shopping bag. This is for the Birkin purse. That is really important. If you know a popular item that will fit in a designer bag that you have for sale, definitely put it in the title. That will make it move faster. This one, we actually only have 2 left. We did have 6. It has been listed over a year. Cost in was very, very minimal on this though. About $1 in a bulk purchase from somebody who contacted me online. I actually bought a giant U-Haul full of designer boxes and bags. I will pop that link up top if you have not seen it. And this one was an amazing profit. It's a $30 profit. It did take a long time to sell, but those designer boxes were in the profit overall in the buy for us in under a month. Next up is some more lace. The lace is still selling, and I've had a couple of you comment that you have sold lace since you have seen me selling lace. So that is really, really good to know. This one sold for a best offer of $30. I'm less than $1 in. It was an online estate bulk buy. I bought totes and totes of lace. We actually sold most of it over on Whatnot to some of you to resell it yourself because the listing was just so cumbersome for us. So this one's a $25 profit. It has been listed about 6 to 7 months, but amazing, amazing profit. And with all of our lace, we did not measure it. I priced it where I thought it should be, which was just a number I pulled out of my head, and it has been selling very, very well. Next up is another one that took a long time. They are in here for sure. This is a wood wrought iron candle holder. Again, had this thing for over a year, would not pick something like this up again. It's a really cool piece, but it took forever to sell. Sold for $23.39. This is another in that 40% off sale because I had it over a year. Only paid a couple dollars. It was in an online estate box lot. You can see it did have rust, but I am happy. It's an $18 profit. This was a bigger piece, and I am glad that it is gone. Next up is one of my favorite things, and that's Kokopellis. I love Kokopellis. I love Kachina dolls. I love Southwestern decor. So this is a Kokopelli hand-carved sandstone folk art sign Southwestern wall hanging. This one was listed back in April, so it did take a while to sell. It sold for $27.29, so that is my 30% off offer. I paid $5, so it's about a $17 to $18 profit. This one was signed. I could not figure out the artist. I actually got 3 or 4 pieces that were different motifs out of this auction lot. So $20 profit, took 7 or 8 months to sell, but it is something I absolutely love picking, and I will continue to do so. Next up is another very, very fast sale, and that is Pier 1 pillows. Picked these up at the thrift store for $1.50 each, so I am $3 into these, and they sold in under a month for $45. So these are a $35 profit. Very, very easy to photograph, list, and ship. You can see the Pier 1 little pull tag on the zipper. That's how I knew where they were from. And it also here on the tag says distributed by Pier 1 Import. So even if it didn't have that tag, the little hang tag, you would have been able to tell by the actual tag. An amazing $45 sale on these pillows, and again, in under a month. Next up, this is a really, really funny story from my catch treasure hunting. And that is that this hanger was at the thrift store with stuff on it. And I was like, this is the coolest vintage hanger. And so I brought it up there and I'm like, can I please just buy this hanger? And they said they would not allow me to buy it, but they would give it to me. So I have no cost in. It sold for $20.99 in just a few months. So this is a vintage Henry Hanger Co. rainbow plastic hanger. It is that tortoiseshell mid-century modern, and so it's a $15 profit. Look, it is marked rainbow plastic hanger, the Henry Hanger Company of New York City. I just saw this and knew it, and they laughed at me, and some of you might have laughed at me, but this was over a $20 sale. All right, not only is it football season, it is also hockey season. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye out for both football and hockey items. This is a Pittsburgh Penguins NHL hockey t-shirt, size medium. This one sold for $20.99. And this one was listed back in November. So almost close to a year for this to sell. But this was one of my dollar shirts, so still a $15 profit. I'm a sucker for sports stuff, even if it's not high profits. I absolutely love sports. So long time to sell, but it is hockey season. It is football season. So definitely keep your eye out for stuff to do with both of those things. Next up is another box that came from Rod. So just purchased it from him less than a month ago. I paid him $5 per box. This is an empty Dior white gift box. I did put purse magnetic. This one sold for a full price of $44.99, making it about a $33 profit. And here you can see the photos. I didn't get a ton of Dior boxes. That's not something I've dealt with a lot. But in my experience with boxes, the magnetic ones definitely are more desirable. And this one was a very, very fast sale. Next up is a Wedgewood Plate. This one is University Statue of Ezra Cornell Vintage. I accepted best offer of $45 on this one. It was only listed a few months, but it was a slow sales day. So I will accept lower offers when those sales are slow to try and bring more in. So $45, I only paid $5, making this one about a $32 profit. And here you can see University of Cornell University. And on the back, it does say Statue of Ezra Cornell, 1933. So great sale, $45. Another decorative plate, which typically your decorative plates are overproduced. They're oversaturated. You really have to research before just blindly picking up decorative plates. Next up is this cute little vintage boy with his dog. This was Pals. This one sold for a best offer of $25. And this one was listed back in December. Super, super cute little photograph. You can see it was titled Pals there. And this one took about 10 months to sell. So a little while, but I definitely love picking up that vintage art. And this one is going to be the last one that I'm going to show you from eBay. And we're going to go ahead and hop over to Mercari. All right, next up is a vintage hippie boho floral flat sheet yellow orange daisy print. This one sold on Mercari and was returned because they said it was more faded than the picture showed. So hopefully this time it sticks. So this one sold for $25. There is no fees. We only paid $1, so this is a $23 profit. And it sold again on Mercari. It sold on Mercari last time. Hopefully it's not the same buyer and they do not return it this time. Next up is an authentic Tiffany Co Box. This is from my original buy, and this one sold for $26. Originally I was just $2 in per box, so this one's a $24 profit. And here you can see this is a larger Tiffany Co Box, 13 by 8, so it was shoebox size, but sold for that $26. You can see we had quite a few of them, so this is another one that was listed for over a year, but still is a good profit. Next up is a jacket that was listed forever on eBay. I kept getting lowball offers. I finally got an offer of $47 on Mercari, and with no fees, I was happy with that. I paid $10 for this at a garage sale, so with no fees, it's a $37 profit, but I had this thing for a year. Had it for a year. It was just posted on Mercari June 19th. So about 4 months listed on Mercari before it sold. It is a child size, which is probably what made it take a little bit longer, but I am happy with the profit. And this one I did pick up at a garage sale. Next up is a pair of Crossskill Corfu king size pillow sham. So these sold for $27. Payout was $22. I only paid $2. That is a $20 profit on these pillows or pillowcases. Crossskill is a name you need to know. I tell you guys that all the time. Here you can see, I will tell you, I've had a Crossskill bedding set for a long time that hasn't sold. So in my experience, it's the individual pieces like the pillowcases. I know Elena over at Treasure Diva Thrift, I think she sold some curtains pretty fast. So the whole set seemed like they take a little longer, but these pieced out pieces seem to sell pretty fast. These were reversible. They had the stripe on the back, and these sold very, very fast in under 2 months over here on Poshmark. Next up is a very, very fast sale, and that is a Cynthia Rowley Safari Print Pajama Set. These sold for $21. The payout was $17. I only paid $1, so $16 profit. And actually, these were listed less than a week. These sold very, very fast. I actually picked up 2 pair of them at the thrift store on the dollar day, and very, very happy with this quick $16 profit. Up next is a teacup. This is a Royal Albert Flower of the Month series October cup and saucer with Cosmos flowers. Sold for $25. Payout was $21. I paid $5 for this one at the thrift store, so it's about a $16 profit, which is not too shabby. Cute little single teacup. Single teacups are not very hard to ship. Here you can see that it has everything you need to know to look this up. Royal Albert, Bone China, Flower of the Month, and Cosmos, all written on the bottom very, very clearly. And if you don't think that housewares sell on Poshmark, I'm going to tell you they do. And we actually sell a bit more housewares than we do of clothing and purses. Next up is a tablecloth and 10 napkins. I'm only a couple dollars in. This one sold for $45. Payout was $39. So this is over a $35 profit. And great, great sale on Poshmark. The person that got this said she was having a dinner party. I had it priced at like $70, but I've had it for a few months. So I accepted her offer of $45, and it is still a really, really good profit. Last up for this video is this Dallas Cowboys NFL Jersey Tote. I don't know why it says profanity I'm not sure. I think that might be what they call them. I did put Games Messenger bag. This one sold for $20. Payout was $15. I paid about $5. So this one's only about a $10 profit. But again, sucker for, oh, there, that's the brand of it, profanity. Ta-da! Now I answered my own question. Paid $5, so only a $10 profit. Sold in about 3 months. And again, I still will continue picking up the football stuff. All right, my friend, that was everything for this week. I hope you have enjoyed. I'm sorry this video is out so late. I've been running around like a chicken. I was getting more done on my tattoo here. I was there for 5 hours. It's a bit painful, but we've got some more colors on here. It's coming out good. Look at my manta ray. How amazing is he? So super happy with all my tattoos coming out. If you haven't seen it, will be a complete sleeve from shoulder to wrist, completely covered. When I'm done, I have a few more visits left though. So I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Again, I hope everyone is safe from the hurricane. If you don't have power, I hope it comes back soon. Don't forget to join us on Tuesday for our weekly podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern, and watch out for that high dollar sales video on Wednesday.